Yes, so finally, VDM has been released, okay, and we saw the different outcry, the protests, the Rattel family coming out and mass, and the EFCC finally backed down. Okay, there are some lessons I want us to learn from this release of the VDM after all this outcry. Okay, I'll bring six very important lessons that we have to learn. Okay, number one, there is a power of the public pressure and digital solidarity. Okay, Verydarkman's release was influenced by the widespread of public support, particularly online. Okay, this shows how the digital activism and the mass advocacy can hold institutions accountable and influence legal outcomes. Because the release of Very Dark Man was one of that aspect that we saw the pressure from the public and the pressure from the power of the digital solidarity. Okay. Number two, there is the importance of due process. Okay. The way Very Dark Man was arrested wasn't due process. Okay. You arrest somebody, no warrant, nothing. You just cover his face and take him somewhere. The EFCC made a big mistake. That's an institution that has to respect due process, and they have to learn from this that next time they have to follow due process. If someone bring complaint to some about somebody or whatever they were saying, they have to follow due process. Okay, the incident highlight the need for law enforcement agencies like this same EFCC or DSS to follow due process in arrest and detention. You cannot just arrest somebody on the way and just go and lock up and say because you are an agency, okay? No. Any deviation risks public backlash and undermines public trust in the justice system because once they deviate from the normal due process, that is why the process started in the first place because they realized that this guy was kidnapped and they want to know who did it. That's why when they held GT Bank accountable, they had to reveal what happened. Until they even had a video of him entering the bank and coming out, and he was arrested outside the bank. Okay. Number three, activists are valuable to state power. Before, they saw activists as people who are just making noise. The government will arrest activists. Some government will disappear activists. Government will just kill them like that. Okay, but now it's not like that. If you arrest an activist, the supporters will want to know why you arrest them. Okay, if there's something against them, okay, bring it. Let them see. Okay, yes. So activists today, no matter how vocal or influential, some of them still remain vulnerable though. But the state have to be accountable because you can't just arrest somebody, right? That's why we know that this issue reinforces the importance of legal protection for human rights defenders and the need for vigilance against misuse of power by the government state institutions like EFCC. They think that they will come and arrest people like that. Yes, we know they will send all kind of threats. This is what activists face nowadays. Threats, all these things are happening all the time to people who are speaking out, and they think that they can just do this and go scot free. Nowadays, the people, the children, the followers, the supporters will stand out, protest if anything is illegal. Okay. Number four is the social media as a tool for accountability. VDM has been using social media power as its tool for accountability. That's why most people are afraid of their, even EFCC is afraid because VDM has coming out several times speaking against them. The corrupt practices that they do, the DSS is also afraid. Many of these different institutions are afraid. So Very Dark Man's arrest trended wildly, and uh, and the conversation on platforms like Twitter, Facebook, YouTube help keep that pressure on EFCC. Okay, this reinforces how social media is now a very key tool for transparency and accountability, because when you arrest somebody now, those people will see the videos, the eyewitness will report, and everything will just blow out there. Okay, it's not like before when people just arrest activists and it goes like that. No, now there's social media. Yes, if you know, you will learn. If you don't want to learn, you will learn. You will learn from VDM and other activists nowadays. Okay, that is what is very important. Number five lesson that we have to learn here is that there is a thin line between free speech and defamation. Okay, while activists have a right to speak, there is also a legal line regarding defamation and misinformation. Okay, this raises questions about balancing free speech with responsibility, especially when making public accusations. Okay, we also have to learn that, because uh, there are certain aspects that you report sometimes as free speech, but you have to be very careful when it comes to defamation, because you can say something that is not really what that person is doing, and you defame that person's character. Then at the end of the day, the person can hold you liable, because it's not what the person did, But that's why what people come and report to VDM, VDM should also look into that very critically and make sure that that person is the victim, so that the victim and the accuser should have that understanding, so that we should avoid defamation. Okay, that's most of the corrupt people are afraid of defamation, but defamation only come when you are really accused of something, right? And they think it's wrong. Okay, when you did not do it, or so people are afraid of social media today because of but there's free speech. Okay, that's another way. We should know that there's free speech. Okay, the sixth lesson we have to learn from VGM's arrest and release is the civic engagement is growing in Nigeria. Okay, the quick mobilization around VGM's case shows that civic awareness and engagement are increasing in Nigeria. And not only in Nigeria, across the world. Okay, citizens are more willing to question authority and demand justice than before, where when they arrest someone, people will just wait, and if they don't hear about the person is gone. Nobody will question the government, because they think that the government has power over citizens. No, now the civic engagement has been growing and growing in Nigeria, and that has helped a lot in questioning the government when they have this kind of illegal arrest of citizens. That is good. All those points are very important. There is the power of public pressure and digital solidarity. There's the importance of due process. The activists are vulnerable to state power. Social media is a tool for accountability. The thin line between the free speech and defamation. And finally, there is a civic engagement that is growing in Nigeria. The people have to know that all these things come together. But the government also has to know, when they illegally arrest someone or they illegally try to silence dissent, those people have followers. They will come for them. Activists, stay out of trouble. Make sure what you say is free speech, but don't defame people that can lead you into other problem, right? Make sure what you report is not defamation of character, but there is free speech. You have a free right to say what you want, express yourself, report what is you have done thorough investigation, so that you stay out of defamation between free speech and so on and so forth. VDM release is what we needed, and he has been released. Thank God for that. We also give kudos to the Rattel family for standing up for truth, speaking truth to power. Thank you very much.